Hello and welcome back. In last lecture, we have seen the concept of report writing, as well as we have talked about a number of aspects which are related to report writing. Even we have seen the meaning, we have seen the parameters of a report writing, and as we have discussed earlier in the past video, that in this lecture or in this video we are going to talk about classification of report writing. So there are four different types of classifications of report writing, or there are four different types of reports that we write in our day-to-day life. Those are formal report, informal report, statutory report, and a non-statutory report. So I'm going to tell you the meaning of these reports one by one. Before that, again there are different types of reports that we can see: routine reports, special reports, informative reports, and interpretive reports. So there are totally 8 types of reports that we see, and we are going to see all those 8 types of reports one by one without fail. So this is an agenda of this particular video. So when we work somewhere, when we work in any type of organization, as an employee or as a manager or as an administrative person, a number of reports we need to write. Out of those reports, some of them are formal reports, some of them are informal, then they may be statutory, they may not be statutory, or that we can call it non-statutory. Out of them, some of them they write for their routine work. Out of them, some of them are special, some of them are informative, some of them are interpretive. So whatever reports we make in our day-to-day life as an employee, as an administrative person, or as a manager, those are coming under these categories, under these 8 categories. We are going to talk about how those reports can be written, and what sort of qualities these kind of reports are having. So we are going to talk about the quality of these kind of 8 types of reports one by one, and we are going to understand the meaning of those 8 reports here. So starting with the first one, that is we have made a pair here, and that is formal and informal. So we know the meaning of word formal as well as we know the meaning of word informal, because we have gone through the formal communication as well as we have gone through the informal communication. So here we are talking about the concept of formal reports, as well as we are going to talk about the concept of informal reports. So as far as formal reports are concerned, a format report is one which is prepared in a prescribed form, and it is presented according to the established procedure to a prescribed authority. That is called as formal report. As we know that formal means what? Everything is in a prescribed format. So whenever you are there to write this kind of report, particular format is followed, particular procedure is followed, and whatever report you write, that should be presented, or that will be presented in a prescribed format given by the authority. So whenever we go for this kind of a specific format, whenever we are there to present that report in a specific procedure or specific format, again it will be given to a specific authority also. So this one is a things that we do for this kind of formal reports, and this is what this kind of report is called as formal reports. So here formalities are followed. All those formalities that those are expected to be or supposed to be followed, those are totally followed here, and this is what we call it formal reports. So what you guys have to remember as far as formal reports are concerned, those are the reports which can be presented and prepared in a specific format. Then those are given in a procedure or particular procedure, as well as those are presented to a prescribed authority. So formalities are completely followed here, and this is what this kind of reports can be called as formal reports. Moving on to the next one, and that is the another which is totally reverse than the first one, which we guys have seen. So this one is totally reverse than the formal reports, and this is what this report is called as informal reports. So, and informal reports is usually in the form of a person to person communication. It may range from a short, almost fragmentary statement of facts on a single page to a more developed presentation taking several pages. So, as far as this kind of informal reports is concerned, this here formalities are not followed. Only a small and informal report is given to a person. So this one is a reporting between person to person, or this one is also called as person to person way of communication by writing the reports. So here it may be very short. Sometimes it may be one page, or sometimes it may be two pages or like that. So depend upon the activity, depend upon the situation, this kind of report is made. But here no formality is followed. There is no specific format as such of writing the report. There is no one particular procedure of writing this report. There is no one particular or specific authority to whom this report can be submitted. So these are the things which are applicable for informal report, which we guys are discussing. So here in this case of informal reports, there is a need to remember here formalities are not followed. Only this one is a person to person kind of report, and it is very short. Sometimes it may be one page also, and there is no need to have prescribed authority to submit. So this is for informal reports, and I hope from this particular slide you guys have understood the difference between formal reports and informal reports. So this is for the first two types of reports, which can be called as formal reports and informal reports. Moving on to the next one, and there we are going to talk about the another pair, that is on the basis of formal organization. Basically there are two types of reports again we prepare in this kind of formal organization, and those two types of reports are statutory report and non-statutory report. So the word statutory is very important to understand the meaning of statutory report. So as far as a statutory report is concerned, this kind of report is compulsory by the law. This kind of report is made compulsory by the government to the organization. For example, in every organization they keep the record of accounting. Even they go for proper accounting in every organization, but at the end of the year they have to go for audit, and they have to undergo through an audit process, and an auditor of the organization or auditor of that particular audit will give one report to the organization, which is called as audit report. So that is obligatory, that is mandatory, that is compulsory, which is according to the government regulations, according to the accounting procedure, according to the Companies Act. So they have to produce that. And whenever this kind of reports are made according to the compliance for the certain act or certain authority, it becomes statutory report. So statutory reports are nothing but what? Those are the compulsions for the organization, and this is what they have given the meaning of what statutory report like this: a report prepared and presented according to the form and procedure laid down by the law is called as statutory report. For example, audit report, then n number of reports that we can see here under this particular head. So what you guys have to remember as far as statutory report is concerned, these are the reports which are made, which are prepared and presented according to the norms and guidelines given, or procedure laid down by a certain act. Suppose there is one company which is formed under the Companies Act 2016. So they have to, the Companies Act 2016. So accordingly they have to make their reports according to the guidelines, according to the procedure given by or laid down by the Companies Act 2016. So this is what these kind of reports can be called as statutory report. Moving on to the next one, and the second part and the second half part of this pair, and that is a non-statutory report. Formal reports which are not required under any law, it should be informal, any law, but which are prepared to help the management in framing the policies, is called as non-statutory report. So one thing you need to understand here, these reports which are called as non-statutory reports, those are not compulsory, those are not obligatory or mandatory for the business organization, but those are the reports which can be called as formal reports, which are made as supplement to the audit report, to the statutory reports, and those are useful in organization to make to frame different policies in the organization. So see, as far as the government regulations are concerned, as far as the government obligations are concerned, these non-statutory reports are not compulsory to make, but if we make, definitely those are useful to frame the policies, to frame the future policies, to take the future decisions of the organization. And this is what these kind of reports are made in the organization. So that's for these two type of reports which we are going to see here. So only this much for these two. Moving down to the next slide, and there also we are going to talk about two more types of reports, and out of those two more types of reports, one is periodic or routine reports. See, the word periodic means it is prepared after a certain period, and sorry, there was one call, so I couldn't continue with my talks. So as far as this periodic or routine reports are concerned, periodic means what? Those are prepared after a certain period, and routine means what? Those are the part and parcel of their routine activities of business. So for routine activities or for periodic activities of business, reports are made. So when those reports are made for a certain period of time, those reports are made on routine activities of the business, those can be called as periodic or routine reports. These periodics or routine reports are presented and prepared and presented at regular. This is an activity of every business organizations, whatever activities they have. For that, they prepare regular reports, even they go for periodic reports. Prescribed intervals, they may be submitted annually, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, fortnightly, weekly, or even daily. So those reports are, as I told you, as name reflects everything, periodic. Periodic means what? It is for the it is there for annual, it is prepared and submitted annually, it is prepared and submitted semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, fortnightly, weekly, and whatever reports we make for routine reports, those may be even submitted daily also. So this is the concept of periodic or routine reports. Moving on to the next one and the last bit of this one, that is report and special one. Special reports for some special occasions, for some special activities, these reports are made, and this is what these reports can be called as special reports. They are related to a single occasion or situation, which as technical report or a particular product. So whatever certain things that we go for in the organization for those special activities purpose, these kind of special reports are made. So this kind of special occasions are lesser than the routine occasions, so this is what they can be called as special reports. So I hope you guys have understood the concept of special reports and periodic or routine reports. Then we are going to see the last bit of this one as far as types of reports and concern, and the last base for the reports is, for example, on the basis of function. So see, on the basis of function, whatever functions we have in every organization, for that we conduct we have two different types of reports, and those two different types of reports are informative reports and interpretive reports. So some of them, whatever reports we make in business organizations, some of them are informative reports, those which gives information about a number of aspects and number of activities which are conducted in the organization, and this is what we call it informative reports. And the second one is in interpretive report. For certain activities, interpretations are must, and there we go for a sort of interpretation. This is what those reports can be called as interpretive reports. I'm coming back to the informative reports here, and there what we do exactly, that I'm going to tell you by reading the information, and after that I will explain you also. So these reports present facts about certain given activity in detail without any note of suggestion. So here in this kind of suggestion, information is provided of a given activity, and there is one style of giving the information. That information is given without any suggestion or without any note, and this is what this kind of report is called as informative reports. For example, a vice chancellor asking about the number of candidates appearing at a particular examination. Even if principal asks for the information about the students of anything, that may be an informative report. Even principal may ask the information about the admission of on a particular day. For example, today is the 20th of April, so he may ask to the office or to the concerned authority about the number of admissions on this particular day, and if information is provided, and there is no chance of writing a note or suggestion, so this kind of information is called as informative reports. And moving on to the next and the last type of report, that is interpretive reports. So here reports are given, no doubt information is provided through the reports. Even here certain suggestions are given, even recommendations are given with the help of this interpretive reports, and whatever information we have entered or we have written into the report, that information is backed up with certain sort of interpretations, and that interpretation will be helpful to justify the things why it is written. So it analyzes the facts, draws conclusions, and make recommendations. As I told you, we, with the help of interpretations, we go for certain sort of drawing the observations, drawing the findings, then we go for recommendations, and finally we go for conclusions also. So this way we go for interpretive reports. So whatever reports we write for the purpose of research, those are interpretive reports, because interpretations are written on. For example, a company chairman may ask for a report of falling trends in sales in a particular area. He will, in this case, may be naturally interested in knowing all the details, including that of opinion of any of the investigator. So here, if we want to understand the opinion of the investigator about a certain type of study, this kind of interpretative reports are important, and those are helpful in that case also. So here we have done with these two types of reports also. I hope you guys have understood the types of reports in a thorough manner. If not, you can ask me your doubts and queries whenever you want. Till then, take care and see you soon in next video. Till then, take care, and it's time to say bye bye.